With the failures of last season at the hands of the self-imposed bully ball offense, many Sixers fans were optimistic when they found out that the team traded Josh Richardson and the 36th pick for one Seth Curry. His spacing and shooting gravity was much needed for a team that wildly underachieved last season. Since that time, with the exception of a few YouTube videos, I haven't seen much chatter around the acquisition, especially within the Philadelphia news media, which is crazy because he's a Curry, literally a splash bro by association off name alone. It seems like even in year 8, Seth is still under the shadow of his older brother, but not no more. Your boy got you. A big what's up to everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be looking at the acquisition of Seth Curry to the team and why I believe it will be the biggest move of the offseason. Let's get into it. Of course, his shooting is poetry in motion. We already know that he is going to be a terror on the three-point line, which is desperately needed by the 76ers team as they struggled last year in that department. Last year, the Sixers were 22nd in three-pointers attempted in the league and clocked in as 9th best three-point shooting squad. Interestingly enough, we still had the 13th best rated offense last year. So what does Steph bring to the table? 45% from three last season on the Mavs, which allowed him to be 11th highest true shooting percentage in the league. How was that for an upgrade? His skill set is best shown on catch and shoot threes, where he laced them at 48% last year, but he can still create his own three-point looks due to his footwork, which allows him to get open. His favorite spot on the floor is the right corner, where he knocked it down at a clip of 48%. Again, he loves that 48. In my opinion, all of these threes will occur due to Ben's vision on court, or as a result of Joel getting doubled down in the paint. But we can get to that later. Through my research, it seems like the boy is much more offensively gifted than many people give him credit for. When you think of a Curry, you automatically think of the three-point shot, but he is much more dynamic when given the opportunity. Last year, he shot 54% from the mid-range, which is a lost art in today's game. Most Bulls either do threes, dunks, or layups. He does have an off-ball game where he consistently fights off screens to get open. He has improved his dribbling skills that has allowed him to break down his opponent. He's been crafty and known to use the pick and roll effectively, giving him an open lane to the rim where he will finish with a crafty layup or floater. I see Seth with the ball in his hands driving to the hoop, more than likely occurring within smaller lineups when Simmons is the 5-man waiting within the dunker spot and Seth is at the top of the key with the ball in his hands. He is an okay passer, but realistically looking at his game, it is more geared toward getting buckets, scoring first, as most of his turnovers occurs when he does start passing. His defense will never be all NBA, but the footage that I did watch, it showed that he at least tries, and at his size, I will call him a solid defender. Simply put, I believe that this man will have a breakout season because he'll be playing next to none other than Benjamin Simmons and Joel the Process Embiid. First off, before I continue, there was a lot of chatter in the fandom of people saying that Seth should come off the bench just because he's been relegated to a 6-man role within the Mavs and the Blazers. And to that I say,
stay off the damn weed.
Bro, no. Though Seth was utilized as a 6-man for most of his run in the NBA, he would regularly start on the Blazers 2 years ago when CJ McCollum was injured and closely matched his production totals during that time. And he even got burned during last year's playoffs, where he averaged 12.8 points on 58.5 field goal shooting and 47.6 3-point percentage, which is crazy. And if you remember, Bull went off during game 3. Just look at these numbers. He's literally hitting over 50% of his shots. That is master efficiency. Playing with larger guards such as Dame, CJ, Luka Doncic, and Tim Hardaway Jr., his defensive struggles keep him from starting most of the time. With his skill set, it didn't make sense to start him, and it would be much more smarter to bring him off the bench as a spark plug. But guess what? With our size on the Sixers, it doesn't matter anymore. Seth Curry, welcome to your opportunity. In regards to him dominating this year, he'll be inserted into the JJ role, the JJ Redick role, that is, as I said in my last video that has racked up so many views. Thank you for that, by the way. Looking at JJ's stats, in his lone 2 seasons with the Sixers, he recorded his highest and second highest points per game totals in his career. And it must be noted that his point average increased by 2.1 points after playing with Simmons and Embiid his first year. He had his most and second most 3-point attempts per game while playing in Philly as well. It went from 6 in LA, which was underdogged by the way, fun caveat, to 6.6 within the new Sixers system. This was with Brett Brown, the first year with Brian Colangelo, and then 8 points 2 years ago. This could be due to a couple of things. One could be the two-man game that was played with him and Embiid that was impeccable. The motion that they played, or the play style, was called a left elbow dribble handoff, a DHO. So basically pick your poison. This play was deadly, operating with an offensive efficiency, averaging 11.7 for 2 seasons. Just for reference, last year, Dallas recorded an offensive efficiency of 113.7, which was record efficiency. The next highest last year was Portland with 111.1. Yeah. Subbing in a younger, faster, and more athletic version of JJ should do wonders in the offense. Simmons playing with Curry is obvious. Simmons will give him the ball and create opportunities, especially in transition. Simmons will give Curry the most open looks he has ever seen in his life. So, what am I predicting for Curry stat-wise this season? 1, a career high in 3-point attempts, obviously playing with Ben in the spacing that we're going to see with all the shooters around. 2, a career high in 3 points made. And we might see a dip in his efficiency from 3, but that's just because his volume will increase heavily, and that comes with, more shots. I'm predicting that he will score around 15 to 18 points per game. If he plays his cards right, he could definitely be a top 3 candidate for most improved player this year. All in all, the acquisition of Seth Curry to the Sixers will be the biggest pickup of the offseason, because with his production that he has already shown on his other squads, has made it fundamentally clear that he is a baller who needs to be unleashed. And coming to Philly, who needs to prove themselves anyway, is obviously a perfect marriage. If history holds true, having a sniper shooting guard playing alongside Ben and Joe will open up the floor even more for our killers to attack the rim or just have open shots themselves. I truly hope y'all are ready to watch the amount of threes that will be rained down this year. After this season, no one is going to call him the little brother anymore. Thank you everybody for pulling up and listening to A Brother Think. Like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend. As always, your boyfriend is mad because the process worked. My name is Cain, and I will see you next time. Peace.